What if I told you an old 80s movie predicted the world we live in today? Before Instagram, before TikTok, before the internet took over our lives, long before smartphones became extensions of our hands, and long before people felt pressure to document every waking moment. A strange little sci-fi film released in 1980. Ford dared to imagine a future where privacy didn't exist. A future where your life wasn't just lived, it was watched, edited, judged, and consumed like entertainment. In the movie, people broadcasted their entire lives to the world, every moment watched, every emotion judged, every secret exposed, not because they wanted to share their lives, but because society expected it. As if attention itself had become a currency. Fame wasn't earned, it was manufactured, designed, built by algorithms before algorithms even existed. People in that world weren't living their lives, they were performing them. They spoke differently when the cameras were on. They behaved differently when they knew someone was watching. And slowly, they began to lose track of who they were when the cameras weren't there. Sound familiar? At first, the characters did it innocently, just sharing harmless moments. But over time, they became obsessed with being seen, liked, and followed. Their self-worth wasn't based on who they truly were, but on how many people were paying attention. Their value came from attention, not authenticity. They changed themselves just to please an invisible audience. They filtered their personalities the same way we filter photos today. They exaggerated, performed, and shaped their identity around what they believed the world wanted them to be. Just like so many of us do online today. But the film went even deeper. It warned that once the world gives you a platform, something inside you begins to shift. You start hiding the parts of yourself you don't want people to judge. You start showcasing only the polished moments, the wins, the highlights, the carefully cropped, perfectly lit, perfectly timed version of yourself. You stop living for you, and you start living for approval, for validation, for applause from strangers whose faces you'll never see. What makes this even crazier is that the movie came out decades before social media existed. No Facebook, no MySpace, no YouTube, no Instagram, no TikTok, nothing. The world hadn't yet imagined influencers, or viral trends, or algorithm-driven fame. But this movie did! It predicted influencer culture before the word influencer was ever invented. It predicted the rise of curated identities. It predicted the pressure to stay relevant, to stay visible, to stay entertaining every second of every day. The idea of losing followers didn't exist in the 80s, but the characters in the film feared losing attention the same way people today fear losing likes. They feared silence. They feared irrelevance. They feared fading into the background of a world that rewarded visibility above everything else. In one powerful scene, the protagonist realizes that the more people watch him, the less he understands himself. He doesn't know which version of his identity is real anymore. The private one, the public one, or the one he invented for the cameras. That moment feels eerily familiar today. We witness it in real-life content creators burning out, influencers posting apologies for being offline, people feeling pressured to stay active every single day, as if the algorithm punishes them for being human. The film captured something we didn't fully understand at the time. When you turn your life into a performance, you risk losing the parts of yourself that aren't applause-worthy. You risk losing the quiet moments, the private experiences, the imperfections that make you real. And here's the most unsettling part. The movie didn't present this world as glamorous. It presented it as a warning, a mirror held up to society before society even needed the reflection. It warned that the thirst for attention could grow stronger than the desire for genuine connection. It warned that entertainment could replace intimacy. It warned that when everyone is watching, no one is truly living. And yet decades later, here we are. A world where millions of people broadcast their lives every day. Where privacy is a luxury. Where likes and views define success. Where people shape their identity around the expectations of an invisible audience. Everything that seemed exaggerated in the movie is now normal, casual, expected. Which brings us to the real question, the one that lingers beneath the story, the one that challenges how we think about our own lives. Did the movie actually predict our future, or did we slowly grow into exactly what it warned us about? Did we take the path it feared we would? Did we choose a world where performance replaced authenticity? Did we create a society where being watched matters more than being human? Or was this fate always inevitable? A natural step in humanity's obsession with visibility. A slow but steady march toward a world where attention is power. Whatever the answer is, one thing is undeniable. A small sci-fi film from 1984 understood us long before we understood ourselves. It didn't predict technology, it predicted behavior, it predicted desire. It predicted the human need to be seen even at the cost of the self. So now I want to know what you think. Are we living in the future that the movie warned us about? Or is this just the beginning? Leave a comment below, share, like, follow, and subscribe for more.